Hello YouTube, it is Paul here. I hope everybody's having an amazing day. And today we're gonna do a really interesting one. We've got a really interesting knife here. Relax, stay tuned, and let's do it. By the way, please subscribe if you aren't subscribed because I do post daily content. Be it knives, flashlights, whatever, EDC stuff, I do post daily. Check out the links in the description. Check out the Patreon if you want to get some cool stickers. And let's move on to the knife. This is a Demko. And this is the knife that I would say has the strongest lock in the world. So, by the way, this is a beast. So, first thing first, Andrew Demko designed and made this particular one in the US. So this is a USA made knife. Please don't confuse this with the AD20.5. Those are made in Taiwan. They're great knives. I even had a few of them. They're made with some cheaper steels. Of course, manufacturing stuff in Taiwan is more expensive than in China, but definitely not as expensive as making them in the US. So this one is a Demko AD20, not 20S, not 20.5, not 20C, just AD20. And it's a custom build. I'll show you the box. So where's the box for it? So this is the box for it. Custom shop. No, this is not, my bad. This is the box for it, and I'll show you what the other box has. So, custom build. This means that this was made on request a few years ago, and you will see the difference. You will see why that is like it is. So, just a great knife. I always wanted to try one out because I had, as I said, I had a few 20.5s. This is different. I mean, look at this. Look how thick that is. So I believe this knife is literally indestructible. So just to get that out of the way, this is gonna be a review. We're gonna do a review of it. I'm just praising the amount of work and the amount of quality this knife has. Because look, I'm a big fan of full TI stuff, but this is a beast. Look how I'll show it open. Look how thick those G10 scales are. So, and the color is insane. That's why I'm telling you this is a custom build. So, let's start out with the size and weight. So, as I said, just to be clear, this is the one made in the US. Where's the other one? So I do have oh, there we go. So this is a AD20S. Which stands for slim because it's slimmer and it's definitely slimmer. So we're gonna get to that one too, but let's do a measurement. So we've got, this is a big boy, by the way, guys. This is a big knife. So we've got like 22 centimeters. We've got a blade length of 9.5 with a cutting edge of around 9. Yeah, let's say 9. Really big, really big knife. So let's try and weight it too. Man, I need to get another one of these because this one's broken, and I don't want to embarrass myself on YouTube. So let's do grams first. 175 grams. That is quite heavy. It is quite heavy for a knife. And let's do ounces too. For our American friends, so 5.7 ounces. So that's gonna be heavy, guys. Like for example, Chris Reeve Umnumzan is 140, so that's 35 grams more, and the Umnumzan is pretty heavy. It's full TI. So yeah, big and heavy knife. But I'm gonna focus the most on this in this review. I'm gonna focus on the locking mechanism because that's the star of the show. But let's do a size comparison with the usual suspects, which are going to be the PM2, Spyderco PM2. and the Benchmade 940 Osborne. So as you can see, bigger than both of them. By the way, these both have custom scales. This one's in Maximet. It's a heavy user. I sharpened it myself. It's super sharp. The edge is not the best, but it's super, super sharp. The scales are titanium scales, Lotus scales, super, super nice by Flightanium. And the clip is, I think, RGT. I always forget about this one. And on the Osborne, we've got Matte Boss scales, zirconium Matte Boss scales, also made in the US. Super, super nice. Right, let's see them close too. So that's what we get. Closer to the PM2, but definitely bigger than the Osborne. And the Osborne is not such a small knife. I just got into bigger knives. In the past, I thought the Osborne was a pretty big knife. It is not. It's great for EDC. Let's do the carry profile. Keep in mind that the custom scales on the PM2 make it a bit thicker, but not as thick as this boy. Like, for example, let's do a small comparison. So this is the compression lock from Spyderco. This is the Demko Shark Lock. God, what a beast. What a beast. You can literally hear the lock once you deploy the knife. Like, guys, that's insane. Okay, so that's with the comparison. Let's see the materials and hardware. So I believe the hardware is not titanium, but we will have to check. We'll have to check that. And do I have something with the magnets? I do. So so this now let's check the ones in the back. So is it titanium? Let me just, oh, I got this. I forgot. So these are stainless steel, but the screws might be, no, I don't think so. I don't know. No, the clip isn't either. So this is not titanium, so it's stainless steel, but really high quality. The locking mechanism is also stainless steel, and the blade is going to be in 20 CV. And I'll show you something really cool about these. So generally, Demko likes a clean design. They have the pivot here, super nicely made. The pivot with the place these are made, and you've got Demko knives on the other side. Want to make sure you guys can see that. And they do show you the blade steel, but it is literally just hidden, like right. Let me see, right here. So I'm not sure you guys can see that, so we're gonna use the Grimsmo Saga to show you. So this here has 20 CV written by hand, which means this is a full-size AD20 Demko custom build. So it's written by hand, and I'm not sure if you guys can see that on camera because of the light. I'm pretty sure you guys can see it now. So 20 CV, great USA made steel, made by Crucible. I think they harden it pretty well too. Yep, so that's a fun fact. And because I want to show you the difference, so this is the AD20S, the Slim, and this is how it shows on a regular one, the CPM 20 CV. Yep. So it's very interesting that they do that by hand, and I think it's just great. Hardware, as I said, materials, that's about it. The pocket clip is also stainless steel, but we're going to move on to build quality. And the build quality, for me, is going to be a 10 out of 10. This feels like a quality product. This feels like a USA-made product. This feels like a US-made knife. This feels like something, when you pick it up, and you feel the weight, and you can literally feel the quality. As I said, I prefer titanium scales. These ones, you can get them in titanium, but they're pretty expensive. But these G10 scales, they feel different. They're built different. I prefer titanium, but these are just something else. Look how thick these are. So it feels super robust. There's no sharp edges anywhere. It feels like it's made from one piece, you know, like it doesn't feel like this is a part. No, it feels like a tool from here to here. It just feels like a tool, and I appreciate that in the knife. I've come to realize that even though I like stuff like zirconium things and really fancy, I don't know, like this for example, this is zirconium. I do like that. This is zircotite. But I do like when a piece of gear is just made to be used. It's just gonna, you know, you can rely on it. You know, the second you do this, the second this happens, this blade is not going anywhere, and that is due to the locking mechanism. And I want to address that in the build quality section of the video, of this review, because I think this is the star of the show, the locking mechanism on this knife. So again, these are super nicely contoured. It fits in your palm super nicely, and you can use your thumb to just choke back here on the locking mechanism. You get some jimping here too. So when you use it, you don't really need the jimping on this side. This is just for use, right? Because when you disengage it, you just pull from this and the blade just drops, right? So I do believe these are super well made. They feel super premium in hand. The fingers, they just have the place here, right? So if even for me as a left-handed guy, right, they do feel super nice, like on this side. Yeah, so on the build quality, I believe that on this knife you will be able to break the scales, the blade, whatever else, but not the locking mechanism. This has so many points of contact, and it's super durable. There's not a single millimeter of, not even a nanoparticle of movement in this blade. Like, this blade is not going anywhere. But when you disengage it, it just snaps back. And I always like that about this mechanism. You don't have to wrist flick. You don't have to do anything. Of course, you can do this. Obviously, you can literally do this if you want to. But you don't have to, because if you do it vertically, gravity is just going to help you. Check this out. Right? So, yeah. Alrighty, the pocket clip. The pocket clip, as I said, is stainless steel. I am not a big fan of these pocket clips. They're definitely not deep carry. This is how much the knife is going to stick out of your pocket. But I'm not going to say they're not well made. These are well made. The screws are well made. The standoffs are super well made. And it's got good retention. It will go nicely in the pocket. I just think that they could do a deep carry one. You can buy a deep carry pocket clip for this, and I would encourage everybody to do that. But it's very hard to find in Europe. So yeah. Also, let's check, because since we're here. By the way, there is there an ability to mount it to? And I think the pocket clip is reversible. I think you can just move these, because it's literally different screws, so you can move them to the other side. I think the pocket clip is definitely reversible. If I'm mistaken, please do let me know in the comments. Let's see this hardware, the screws. So we've got T8 here. I'm guessing this is a T8. Of course, thank you Demko for not using T6s. T8, perfect. Let's see the screws here. Are these T10? Are they T8? No, T8. And the one on the pivot is also T8. Great stuff. Absolutely great. We do not like T6 on this channel. Please support that. Comment down below. Screw T6s. Stop using them, Spyderco. Please. Like, just stop. Never use a T6 again. Please. I'm begging you. Anyway, let's move on to the blade shape and steel. So, fun fact, the guys that have been watching my channel for a while now, they know I am not good with blade shapes. I'm incredibly stupid when it comes to blade shapes. I'm sorry, that's just, I do not remember blade shapes. But on this one, I know it's a clip point. So that's a win for me. So It's just in the name of the knife. It just says it's a clip point. And they have a sheepsfoot version too. I know that for sure. And I think they do have another one. I'm not sure about the blade shape. Do let me know in the comments if you know. I think they do have another blade shape. Is it that for only for the compact one? But anyway, so super, super nice. It is thick, guys. Like, this blade is thick. Like, I'm going to show you a couple of other thick blade knives just so you guys can compare it. So we've got a Demko. This is a Praetorian Genesis. Really thick, boy. We've got a McNeese Dixon. This is my favorite 2025 knife release. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the thick ones. Let's do a Hinderer. Can you bounce it? No, it won't say. I'll hold it. So we've got the McNeese Dixon. This is the Demko. This is the Medford Praetorian Genesis in S9TV, and this is the Hinderer Eclipse. So as you can see, it's really, really thick. Like, it's thicker than the. It's definitely thicker than the Hinderer. It is definitely thicker than the Dixon, and well, not thicker than the Medford. That's very hard. It's very hard to achieve because this is a beast. Video on this is also coming on the channel, so please stay tuned. Do subscribe. Okay. So, but it does have a super nice grind, and it's quite sharp. It's quite sharp. It can slice. It's gonna slice, especially that you don't want this knife to be a slicer. You want something like this to be a slicer. You want this to be a beast that you can put through hard work. This is a slicer. Look at how thin that is. Yeah. This is a tactile Bexer. It's a slip joint, and I absolutely adore it. But that's a slicer. This doesn't have to slice like that. This, just when you grip it, you know this blade is going through anything you put it up to. Literally anything. You do not have to worry about that. So, let's move on. Let's move on. Oh, the steel, as I said, is CPM 20CV. It is written by hand here. Super good premium high-end steel from the US. So, let's move on to ease of deployment. So, for this one, I've discovered that the blade is so heavy that it's a bit hard to deploy it. So you have a triple deployment method, let's say. So you've got a thumb stud, you've got the hole here, the thumb hole, and you've got obviously the mechanism, so you can do this. This is fidgety. This is super fidgety. Anyway, so you can do that if you want to. I wouldn't give a 10 out of 10 for the ease of deployment because this blade being so heavy, you need a lot of force in that middle finger flick. And it's a bit hard to thumb flick it. I know Do These Daggers, shout out to this guy, is making some great content. Check out his account on YouTube. He mentioned that he rarely thumb flicks his Demko. So you can do it. You can definitely do it if you like guide the blade a bit. You can definitely do that. But the reverse flick, the spidey flick is just better. And also just thumb rolling it. It's so satisfying when it locks in. Like, check it out. Yeah, that's super satisfying. And the sound it makes is also super cool when you close it. I know these sound really well on camera because I've watched a lot of videos on this before I bought it. Ease of deployment, I would say because it's got so many methods, but the slim is better. It's just easier on the slim. It's just easier to deploy it. So this is gonna be an 8 out of 10 for ease of deployment. Ease of disengagement is gonna be a 10 out of 10, obviously, because guys, the blade is like magnetic. It just drops there. You don't have to drop it to your finger. You just help it a bit with your wrist if you want to. If you just use it to disengage vertically, you don't have to do that. But if you do it like on the side, like horizontally, you don't have that much gravity to help you. So 10 out of 10 for ease of disengagement. There's super nice jimping here. Like, you can feel it grip. You see? You can feel that grip. So yeah. Alrighty, let's do price and value. So once again, please keep in mind that I do live in Europe, so the prices are going to be different. This is around 550 euros. I know in the US these are like 425 for the normal ones. This being a custom built one, I'm not sure if it's more expensive or not. I really do not know. But in Europe, these are 550. The S is also 550. The titanium ones are like 750 or I think 700. These are prices in euros, so add like 15%. So this would be what? So 550 or around $600. Yeah, way more expensive than in the US, I know, but I think the value is there. I think for the US price of around $400, if you get it brand new, yeah. The new ones come in Magna Cut. I'm kind of getting tired of Magna Cut. Everything comes in Magna Cut nowadays. But I do believe these are super, super well made, and I think the value is there. You get a knife that you can, that it is reliable. You will not have to worry about anything with this one. You do not have to worry. The only itch I have with it, so I do have a bit of a nitpick, of course. If you have to take this apart, it is a pain in the ass. Like, it is painful, guys. I did not take this one apart. I'm pretty sure I did take the AD20 in full TI twice. I took it apart twice. Maybe I wanted to install skiffs. I don't remember exactly because I sold that. But that was not an easy task. Like, if you want something that's easy to disassemble, just buy the crease reeve, any crease reeve, and you're fine. You're good to go. For this one, that's not going to be an easy task, but it's doable. It's definitely doable. So, as I said, price and value, I think the value is there. I would pay the $400 without hesitation for this specific knife. The price in Europe is obviously exaggerated because it's like 30% more for absolutely no reason. I mean, I know the reasons, but come on, it's just way, way too expensive. Anyway, so yeah, that's about it. The final thoughts for this one, it is a great. I do want to emphasize on how good this locking mechanism is. Look, I do not use knives for the tasks that would require such a mechanism. I want to get that right off the bat. I want to get that out of the way because I do not need a comment saying, oh, but you just don't need to do that. Right. I'm not going to platoon with this. I'm not going to cut down trees. I'm not going to fight bears in Alaska. I'm going to use this one. But if I use it, I'll use it for knife tasks, and I know I can rely on the mechanism. And I love the knife for how well it's built, how well it molds to my hand. It melts in the hand. You get a really good grip there, and I love that. I absolutely love that. It does have that American feel, like many other knives in my collection do, but this one in particular, especially being in G10. So, final thoughts about this one. Who's it for? It's for people that want a knife that they know it's not gonna fail, because you can buy an expensive knife and the lock might fail. I'm not saying it's gonna, but try and spine whack this. Those tests where they pick up the knife and they just go. This story Tyrion Lannister says in Game of Thrones. If you've watched Game of Thrones, he has a cousin that would crush bugs with rocks like dum dum dum. that was funny in the series. Anyway, so yeah, people would try and spine whack this. Like, please try and spine whack it. See how it goes. Anyway. So, that's about it, guys, for today. I do love this one. It could be a keeper. I'm not 100% sure, because, look, the S version, this one, I'm going to do a full video review on this one, too. So, that's the S version. If you want me to do a comparison between them, just comment down below, let me know, and I'll compare them. They're literally sort of like the same knife. but not really. But this one feels better in my hand, and its slice is way better because it's way slimmer. But it depends. It depends on the preferences. So that's about it, guys, for today. Thank you very, very much for watching. Please do comment down below. Tell me about a knife that just beats this in terms of durability of the locking mechanism. I want to know if it's probably going to pop out like a cold steel triad lock. Of course, it's the same principle maybe, but I don't know, this has a build to it. Like, I just feel like I can rely on this without any sort of hesitation. So that's why I chose this. Of course, I want more premium stuff, because I'm in the point in my knife journey where I've had all the budget stuff. I've had the cheaper stuff. I know you can get a super strong knife for EDC test for like $30. I can even recommend some, so comment down below. I can help you out with some recommendations, of course. But for this price range, this is just something else. So thank you very, very much for watching. We just passed 1,500 subscribers, which is absolutely insane for me. I've been doing this for what, 6 months now, and it's been a crazy journey. And I do want to thank each and every one of you for being part of this. It's just, I'm incredibly grateful to be able to share these, to just afford to buy this and enjoy it and share it with you guys, share my passion and my thoughts about it. So thank you once again for watching. I do appreciate you guys. I love you all. See you in the next one. Bye.